The social situation.
Welcome to the social situation. This is the August edition, and we have expanded here on the social situation. We are still joined by Ryan Chen and Alex McCoy.
Hello.
Yes.
But also, we reeled him in from the world of weird, Mr. Brent McGuffin.
Hello.
There.
And-
Welcome.
Oh, yes. Welcome. So here we are going to get down and talk about the nitty-gritty, huh?
Well, allow me to begin. You want me to go ahead and start here?
Go ahead. Give us
All right,
some good shit.
Today, we're going to go ahead and just start off. It's the situation, boys. There's been a lot of stuff in the news lately of people getting their kids killed, their little babies killed. There's fucking people forgetting to feed them and leaving them locked up in a room in their house for days.
Wow.
Locked in the car, you know, that age-old thing of letting your kid bake.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking just letting them roam the streets.
Oh, definitely. And
What do we think?
And I've been reading a lot of this here lately since
It's every day.
Since I have a 2-year-old now, and I'm like, it's like I see it all the time now, and it makes me so upset. I mean, just today I read about a 1-year-old boy dying because he was locked in the fucking car.
Yeah. Jesus. It's awful.
I mean, your kid's not a potato.
Yeah,
your kid's a human being.
You know what kills me is women that carry these children for 9 months, and how that is, in a sense, it's a way to permanently remind you that you have to take care of this fucking thing when you have to go through the stress of, you know, watching what you eat, which a lot of these people that are fucking up probably are just still smoking cigarettes, doing their drugs still.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good part of it, I think, the drugs and the... here's a good one. I was at Speedway in the West End the other day, and this girl walks out. She was pregnant. Well, she just lights up a cigarette.
Oh.
It's like, great, great human being right there.
Yeah. I mean, why? What the hell's wrong with these people, man?
Well, you know, they're finding these kids walking around in a dirty diaper, just no shoes on or anything, just a dirty diaper, and then they find these piece of shit parents strung out in their apartment, their home, wherever.
Yeah, passed out, fucking needle in their arm.
Yeah, and you got to give them the old Narcan or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Nope.
Yeah, that's what I think it mostly is, just drugs, man. Anymore around here, it's just
definitely.
it's just disastrous, right? I think it's gonna get worse before it gets better.
And it's getting bad everywhere, too.
It is. Yep.
Really
One of the
bad.
things I think, besides the drug issue, is I think people will see children as a possession more than procreation. They're like, oh well, it's fashionable to have a kid or something, because you get these young girls and young guys who think that I'll keep this person if I get them pregnant or I get pregnant, and then they're just a possession that that's an accessory, and that's it's sad.
Oh, it is sad. I mean, and it's just this time and age, no one knows how to raise children anymore.
I think you should have a damn license.
You should have a license.
You should have to have a license for every damn thing else, even fishing, for God's sakes.
I mean,
why not for your children?
You're right. Yeah, and they need to get some of these people. It's like, okay, you have 2 kids here, and you fucked up, and there's these 2 kids running around without your supervision. Guess what? No more kids for you. If you have another kid, you're going to jail.
Yeah, they should. I mean, a lot of people are against this shit, but I'm telling you, man, if you fuck up one time with that shit, and it's obvious that you don't care, and you're fucked up on drugs, they need to sterilize you.
Oh yeah,
You've lost your right to put human beings on this earth, because they're not going to be any good if you have them survive.
Yeah, and it's a shame too, because there's so many people out there who can't have kids.
Yeah.
And I read an article not too long ago. It's like since 1973 to current day, fertilization for fertile problems have increased 50%. 50% less people can have kids.
Wow.
It's like and then you got these idiots out here who are just killing their kids out of neglect.
Yeah, you're killing your kids. Okay, put your kid up for adoption. You're giving birth to the kid, and you're throwing the baby in a trash can.
Yeah.
How do you get to that point in your life that you're that fucked up?
But that baby gives me attention.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I work in the school system, man. I'll see kids who have 20, 25 absences in a semester.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of it's deadbeat dads,
Definitely.
making a baby and then just okay, I'm out. I mean, it works both ways, too. But it's just
Oh yeah.
it's sad to see these kids, have so many absences in the school system.
Well, I feel like here's the thing. When I had my kid, it was an investment. But even with health insurance, it was insanely expensive.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I couldn't believe it. And the people that are fucking up are the ones that don't have to pay for that. So, like, they don't have the financial burden of a child. They get everything for free. Mm-hmm. And that's why they don't fucking care. They're sitting there eating their Cheetos, drinking their pop, living on the system. I'm out here busting my ass every day to make sure that I can take care of my kids because I'm in a spot that the government doesn't like to help me.
Yeah.
So,
Right. Yeah, we're in the spot where we're living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
And it really sucks. I mean, if you work your ass off here in America, then you have nothing to show for it. And then you've got people that just pop these kids out and like, okay, well, you go run around over there, you go over there. I'm just going to sit here on my couch, watch TV, and drink pop all day.
Drink whatever the EBT card will pay for.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, the welfare system is really.
Oh, that's definitely a topic for another time.
That's another topic.
That's opening a big ass can of worms
Yeah,
right
so.
there.
All right. I mean, honestly, we have the segment, the social situation, but honestly, the way things have gone on the news here lately, I think it's all pretty much shit.
Yeah.
So, I guess the big story right now is the trans ban in the military. It sounds like a pretty unfair thing that's going on. I mean, you got to live your life the way you want to live your life, and if you want to join the military, then I think you should have every opportunity to do it. Alex, what do you think about that?
Oh, I'm completely against this ban because I have a friend who was talking about you have to have certain physical requirements to lift and carry things, but why can't that person who's transgender be a pilot?
Right.
Why can't that person be a tank operator? I mean, and that's the thing. It's like baffling to me. It's like if you want to join your country's army and support your country, to live freely. I mean, why can't you accept the person? Of course they can't lift bench press 500 pounds, but if they can press a button and fly a plane efficiently or man a Jeep, you can't deny that person who wants to help your country.
Well, let me play devil's advocate here. I mean, certainly I'm definitely down for, anybody who wants to protect the country, please don't stop somebody that wants to protect our country. We need people that are brave, and you can be a woman, you can be a man, you can be gay, you can be straight, but if you have the desire to protect your country, then there should be nothing holding you back. But with that said, America pays for their sex change operation. Is that right?
I'm not sure about the whole sex change operation. I saw where people were talking about how it has to come out of the military's pocket, or I don't know. I'm not sure.
I've heard people say that that people might join the military just to get their sex change paid for or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true or not.
From what I heard, I thought that like anytime you join like up in the military, if you have an elective surgery, that's on you.
Okay.
If you have a surgery that is life-saving or an illness that you need taken care of, that gets taken care of. But if it's an elective surgery, like
Right.
I want
Okay.
electrolysis, or I want facial reconstructive surgery, I don't think the military is willing to pay for that. So I don't see how they can say that it's going to pay for a sex change. So.
Right. I mean, yeah, if you're already transgender, you should be allowed in. If
Yeah.
obviously, and if you're in the military, would they even allow you to take time off to actually have the surgery though? It's just,
I know.
Oh, that's what's so weird about it. That's what kind of threw me for a loop, because there's so many things that should say that we shouldn't pay for it, because in a sense it's kind of like, what about the people that aren't utilizing the funds that are allocated for that? What about the people that have nothing to do with that, and yet they're getting kind of shorthanded to a degree? It's kind of unfair.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I mean, I'll have to look into that and make sure that I feel like that is something that I've read in a couple articles lately.
Right.
But it was someone who said that like even if you join the military and that's you're getting a sex change out of it, which one doesn't seem like it makes any much sense, like you said, Derek, that would they let you take the time off for it? Because that doesn't seem like something they would do. But then if you do join, you're still signing up for the military, risking your life, going through basic training, doing all these things. Not necessarily that it pays for it, but they're paying for boner pills. So, you know, which, you know, again, seems a little odd to me. Like, what? Somebody said, what are they doing? Screwing the enemy to death? I don't know. It's a real... I'd like to know more details.
Yeah, we need more details about it, but and not to get too political about it, but of course the rest of the world responded by saying, well, our military respects greatly our transgenders that are fighting on our behalf, and so we look like assholes again.
Even
what
Russia?
else is new? You know?
Yeah. We're
Even
getting
Russia?
used to this.
I mean,
I don't know if I saw Russia say that, but
Okay.
I think there are a few European countries. Of course,
Yeah,
the Canadian military had
Oh, yeah,
said
of
something
course,
about
yeah.
it. But it's just so terrible. I mean, it's so like, so bigoted. I feel like.
yeah, and of course
do that.
this statement is handed down through Twitter,
Yep.
the almighty Twitter,
Yep.
and then you have many generals or whatever saying, yeah, we're not going to change our policies due to someone saying something on Twitter. Doesn't matter
Yeah.
who it is.
Well, we don't take our orders from Twitter announcements. We need somebody above us to actually tell us directly.
But it would be kind of interesting to go into to boot camp with Jimmy, but go into war with Jenny.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't change their muscle structure or anything, too much in other
Right,
places.
right.
So I don't know. They do have to meet that physical fitness requirement.
Yeah, I'd say
still.
if you can meet all the stuff that you're supposed to meet, then let them in.
Yep.
Let anyone in.
I think we all agree on that.
I don't.
Yeah.
It's just bullshit.
They're doing the job that I decided not to do when I turned 18. I did think about it though, and I was
Right.
really close, but not to becoming transgender, but to
What-
becoming in the military there.
What branch?
I was probably going to do the Marines.
I could see you as a Marine.
My uncle was a Marine, and he actually retired from the Marines, so I just felt like, we got somebody representing. I might carry that on. But
That's interesting because I almost joined the Marines myself.
Oh, man.
Because I had an uncle who was a Marine and quit right after boot camp because he's a pussy. But anyway,
Oh damn!
I hope you're listening, Randy.
I do too, but not so you get offended.
Poor Randy.
No, I decided there was a while there I was going to try and join the Navy, and that was just a couple of years ago actually. So I'm past the age limit now, but I was, running in the middle of the summer, and I was wearing a freaking trash bag while I was running. So here I was running a couple of miles, sweating all this weight off, and I got the weight requirement, and then the government shutdown happened.
Oh.
And I was like, well, okay. So then, of course, me being me, put the weight right back on.
Hey, man, I was glad that all that worked out the way it did. I was going to hate to see you go.
I am still here.
Yeah, he's still here in the flesh.
And, okay, speaking of some shitty situations, going into the sports world a little bit right here. I forgot to put it on the list, everyone. Sorry about that.
Shame.
Is a Colin Kaepernick, former quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. This guy cannot get a job right now. I mean, can't even get a sniff at it, it seems like. I mean, I know there's been a couple teams that has said that they have interest in him, but he's doesn't really seem too bright for him. But as everyone might remember, Colin Kaepernick decided to kneel during the national anthem all of the football season last year. I don't think he plans on doing it this year, but I don't know if he'll have a chance to.
The damage has been done, and if he was going to do it, he should have did it this year.
This is true.
Because
That's a good point.
it's a lot. The political atmosphere is a lot different now than it was a year ago. And last year, it kind of seems like it was the good days.
Right. Well, I think the kneeling of the national anthem was more geared towards police brutality towards black people.
Yeah. Well, it was towards anybody that wasn't white.
Right. And I mean, he took a stand. I'm sorry, he took a knee.
Yeah. He didn't stand.
He
He,
took a
refused
stand
to
by
stand.
taking
A lot of people were offended by the gesture. I was actually somewhat offended by it when they had their football game on 9/11, the anniversary, and I was like, there's so many innocent people that died on that day. You could just wait another week and then start your little protest. But now him not getting a job, I think it's kind of unfair. I think he's being blackballed. He could start for over 10 teams in the National Football League. I don't know what.
Well, I mean, I kind of, I did my research earlier, and definitely, like, originally he stayed seated, I guess, the very first time. Like,
That's right.
And then he started taking a knee because he had talked with a retired football player that was a veteran as well, and it was brought to his attention that flag means a lot more than police brutality. And there's people out there putting their asses on the line every day, to allow this guy to fucking make millions of dollars playing a fucking game.
Right. Right.
But he's definitely. I feel like he committed career suicide by doing that, and it's kind of like he used his NFL TV appearances as obviously he used it as a way to propel his ideology on it. But I don't think he should be totally blacklisted. This is America, so why are we doing the un-American thing and not allowing somebody to voice their political
It's freedom
feelings?
of speech.
Yeah, I mean, we fight, wars in other countries because we can, live in a free society. And
so we can enable that.
like you were saying, maybe I don't know if it was the best taste to do it on 9/11, but other than that, really, I don't really have, he can do whatever he wants. I mean, as long as he's not hurting anybody or,
he's protected by freedom of speech to be able to do that, but he gambled. You know what I mean? You gamble when you do that.
Right.
You have that kind of audience or exposure, and you're basically saying, I'm going to do this, and you're right. But if people then turn on you because of that, you gambled that was the risk you took, and if he pays the price with his career, then that's.
But how many people are actually offended by it versus they're just trying to cover their asses with it in the NFL? Because that's what always happens in anything like this. The corporation will separate itself and throw that person under the bus when they do something extreme like that.
Right. Yeah, and I know a lot of teams are probably avoiding the PR. He was almost signed, or the bad PR. He was almost signed by the Baltimore Ravens a couple days ago, and there was people saying that they cannot honor their season tickets if they sign him. They'll burn him. They'll burn him. They won't cancel him because there's there's
crazy
waiting list for every single team that last years or whatever. But they decided to sign a arena football quarterback who no one knows, and I think I read somewhere that in college he actually had negative yardage.
Nice.
So he's not.
Good choice there.
And the coach said, well, we were looking for a short-term option. He's more of a long-term option because, he has the talent. He's not the greatest, but he could start for over 10 teams in the league right now, I'd say,
he's
including
only,
my Chicago Bears.
He's
Get
only one
down
of
Jacksonville. God.
Well, he did he's one of the only quarterbacks to run 100 yards in a game, right? Like only a handful of quarterbacks have done that. And he actually rushed 100 yards in a game in addition to a couple touchdowns or something.
Yeah. There was his rookie season. He was doing some strange games. He would throw for like 130 yards, but rush for like 130 yards, also, something like that. So yeah, he's had like those strange statistics, and
he's only 29. I mean, quarterbacks can go into their 40s. If they're really good. What was
I think Tom Brady's 40.
Tom Brady's at 40.
Yeah. What about Peyton Manning? When did he retire?
I think he got
40, 39, 40.
Yeah, somewhere around there. But he looked like he's about 60.
Yeah, he looks a lot different than Tom Brady.
Right.
He still looks young.
I think Vinny Testaverde. I think he played. He was like 43.
Yeah, he had a freaking resurgence when he was 40 or something.
Well, I wonder if anybody will approach Kaepernick to do some commentary.
Probably not. The thing about Kaepernick, though, is he's done a lot for charity in the past year. He donated a ton of suits to homeless people for job interviews. He's doing good, too. So.
Well, but is he doing that because he knew that he maybe unsettled, himself by doing that?
Maybe, but I don't know. It seems genuine to me.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
and his protests seem genuine, too. So.
Yeah, I feel like, I buy it. I get it. He's pissed off, and there's a lot to be pissed off about right now. I mean, this stuff's not ending in the news.
Right.
You see it every week. There's some kind of police brutality on somebody of a certain race or whatever, and it's sad. But then again, it needs to be said too that Australians are on our shit list as well, even if they're white and beautiful.
Did anyone
see
the Philando Castile video?
Oh Jesus!
By any chance?
I saw 2 of them.
Okay,
It's
the police brutality is I wouldn't advise watching it.
And and I hate to say it, but the police, the officer always is found innocent. I mean, no one's ever punished.
Yeah, they have the politics behind them to get them off unscathed, but Man, I tell you, it's becoming something that everybody's starting to witness now. I mean, it's something that I can't believe that people are getting off the way they are because the world is watching and waiting the results of this stuff.
Yeah.
So that person, I mean, that cop is still going to be on the shit list of people for a long time, or whoever crosses the line. I mean, it's going to hurt them beyond their punishment, you know,
Right,
and
right.
that they got legally. But
They're on a paid suspension, so vacation.
yeah.
All right. So we live in West Virginia, or 3 out of 4 of us live in West Virginia.
I'm a transplant. So
Okay, yeah, transplant, and we are very well known for opioid abuse.
Yay!
It seems like
Tasty.
All right.
everyone is affected by it. Everyone has someone in their family that has either done it or, you know, it just seems like everyone you know knows someone that's affected by this. A lot of people say that it is a mental illness. I don't know. It's kind of touch and go on if it's a mental illness or not. I don't know. Brent, what do you think?
Oh, you would ask me first.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Set the tone. Set the tone.
Because I like literally you can cut my family in half and be like, hey, these guys have not necessarily just opioids, but addiction itself.
Right.
And then the other half are people that have, you know, been kind of upstanding and wonder why this happens to us so often. Because we apparently have a very addictive gene in our DNA. Is it a disease? Whew, yes and no. That's the way I'm going to go with it. Yes and no. Yes, because it's something. Once you've got it, you've got it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It doesn't leave. But ultimately, I think it's a choice, and no one chooses to have cancer. No one
Right.
says, "Please give me AIDS." Well, maybe somebody, but still, that person's sick. But
It's kind of like, yeah, it's like saying, give me lung cancer and because I'm smoking cigarettes every day. Like,
Right,
that's
right.
what it kind of...
right, and I agree. Like, you can choose. Hey, if I'm going to smoke all the time and I get cancer, that was a choice I
Yeah,
made. But
yeah.
if secondhand smokers get cancer, lung cancer as well, they didn't choose that.
Right.
Some people get lung cancer who've never really even experienced that thing.
Yeah.
You know, or brain cancer. Nobody says, "Hey, I want brain cancer." So if you choose, and I get it, if you choose to get into that, and some people, I get it, fall into it because, hey, I had an accident. I had an aunt, good girl up until she was like 43 years old. Never really done anything, no drugs, no drinking, nothing. Fell off of her porch because it was icy, broke her leg. They put her on pain pills. She was
Yep.
turning tricks.
Oh, my
Like
God.
4 years later,
Wow.
she's turning tricks.
Holy hell.
shit.
And it's a complete mess. So yeah, but ultimately, I mean, she got help, but then went right back.
Yeah.
And I get that there's the urge that pulls you in, but at the same time, you have a choice. You know,
You do have a choice, you know. I mean, I've been in situations, I mean, this where, you know, I've been offered whatever, you know, Coke, pills, anything like that, and I said no.
exactly.
But you know, unfortunately, some people get these back injuries, which I have right now. Great, but you know, and some people are terrified to actually take pills because they're afraid they're going to be addicted.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, like you said, Brent, you choose to do this. You're injuring your brain.
Yeah.
You're injuring your brain. You're turning your brain into something. And I feel like if you want to call something a disease, there has to be a medication that treats this. And there's really no medication that treats it. You have to be like on your own. Be like, okay, I'm going
Strength
to rehab.
of will is the only medication.
Yeah, strength
that
of
treats
will.
it.
I want to go to rehab. I want to go to a doctor or or psychiatrist or something. You know, it just, I don't know. And I hate to say this, but it seems to me like a lot of these people are just so weak. They just cannot say no, and they just keep going back to it. And Alex,
It's a comfort zone thing, you know. You touch on that. You get addicted to drugs, and you're comfortable. You don't have to change. You don't have to do anything differently. You just stay in that mindset, you know. I think it's, you know, I think it's a disease. It starts with a choice, but you know that choice leads to disease.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion. And I've got, like you were saying, the family. I've got my dad's nephew, my cousin. He's got hepatitis C.
Mm-hmm.
His sons. I don't know if they have hepatitis C, but they're all strung out. And it's like, I mean, and if they come and ask me, hey, will you help me? I will. But like, as far as like
You're not
you know,
getting
I
any
want
money though.
I want help.
Yeah.
I want help anybody, unless as soon as somebody, even a fucking stranger, says, "Hey, I'm addicted to drugs. Can you help me? Can you call somebody?" I will, but until somebody says that, I mean,
You have
you
to
know,
choose the
it's-
kind of help you give too, because I've had family members who, hey, give me a little help, and you give them a place to stay, or you give them some money.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing you know, they're using in your house with the money you gave them.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, I'll help somebody get help. That's the,
Oh, yeah.
that's the thing I think they need most. I can't get them off
Yeah.
drugs.
Get 'em started in the right direction.
Get them.
Yeah.
I've paid for put people in rehabs and things like that. So, or helped pay to put people in rehab, and I think that's really the only thing that they can do, and to get out. Some of them, I don't want to give up my friends who still do. Like, no,
Right.
you need. That's part of your addiction.
Social circle, yeah.
Back away from that. So definitely.
but go ahead. Yeah.
Oh no, you go ahead.
Please.
I mean, I'm just gonna say. I mean, I lost my train of thought a little bit, but
All right. Well,
it's like I was gonna say, it's like he had it wasn't the he wasn't, it wasn't to be proud, a job to be proud of. He was, he ran a strip club, but it's like he had a job, he had a business. It just like, but and then the heroin, it just falls apart, and crumbles.
I mean,
it crumbles.
and I feel like the pill abuse or whatever that took place in the opioids, it started off with heroin in the beginning, and then heroin got a little bit too much. So then people were like, okay, well, you can get Vicodin, whatever, for cheaper. So then they're abusing it, and there were doctors just writing these
It's sad
prescriptions.
that doctors have become drug dealers.
Oh yeah.
essentially.
I mean, I know they're starting to crack down on it a little bit, but now heroin, is cheaper, so
Oh,
everyone's
God.
going back
Yeah.
to the heroin problem. And there's all these fucking needles. I mean,
Everywhere.
you cannot walk in Huntington.
It's terrible.
Where I used to park at work, there was always these dead leaves, and almost every day there'd be a fucking needle just right there.
Yeah.
You just got to watch where you step now. And
I've
get-
called.
I was gonna say you can even go in your front yard. I mean, I live by the Ritter Park, and my neighbor found 2 needles in the front yard. I'm like, good grief. My daughter plays outside. Other
Yep.
kids play outside, and here's these needles, and you think you're in this neighborhood that's perfect,
The
but
best, yeah.
We had a kid in our neighborhood who actually stabbed another kid with a needle they found.
Oh no!
God.
God, kill me now.
And there's,
rough.
you did all kinds of tests and everything. Kid's fine. He didn't.
Holy
He
hell.
didn't get anything. They checked for Hep C and AIDS, and there was no drugs actually in the needles. So
Ugh.
as far as they were able to tell, he's fine. But still, that
Yeah.
chance that
That's-
it's like, oh my gosh.
It just makes me sick to my stomach. Like
Yeah.
a needle in a vein, and
Ah.
blood
Yeah.
involved.
Take it
That's-
easy.
Oh yeah, yeah, and sharing that needle.
Yeah,
to
that's
a-
what.
to a-
God,
to
it's so
a bubby.
stupid.
I mean,
yeah,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
it's disgusting.
yeah, it's crazy.
So Ryan, do you think that opioid addiction is a mental illness? Or?
Here's the thing. I think it's a mental illness, but I call you a big pussy the second that you yourself being addicted to it starts to say that it's a mental illness, because the person that decides to go on this adventure with the opioids and stuff, they see the world around them and the people that are users and how shitty they are and what they're doing to maintain their addiction. And yet, why would people just decide they're like, okay, yeah, I want to be like that too. I want to break into houses.
Right.
I want to do, turn tricks. I want to do this and that. I'm sorry, man. If you choose to go down that road, I don't care if it's a disease or not. You are lost forever.
Right.
You have made a terrible decision. You are a burden on society. You're never coming back. Because even if you get clean again, it is forever a struggle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Forever. And you are forever a slave to that drug.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it just seems like there's always something in your brain that it just might snap just like that.
Yeah.
So you get this unfortunate injury, and you're like, oh man, this medication definitely helps a lot. Then there's the part. It's like, okay, you're better.
Yeah.
So okay, which way are you gonna go? And I feel like you're a weak person if you just keep taking these pills, and then all of a sudden you're hooked.
Well, but
then-
you do get addicted to them. That's the thing.
do.
Like, you are physically addicted to the medication, and that's what's so bullshit about it. And doctors, like we've said, they're throwing it out like candy. Here you go. Here you go.
Oh yeah. Oh,
And because it's like the easy way for them to deal with it. Plus,
Oh,
they
it's
have
easy.
drug companies in their pockets, so
Yeah.
like they're just trying to make their dollar, which is bullshit. But it boils down to yourself and whether you decide to take that on or not. Like, we can blame like the people handing you the stuff, but you have to be able to control your intake, and you have to say when enough is enough. And I think that there is power in people to do that, and it's only the strong survive after a certain point.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So yeah, disease like sure maybe, but it's a disease that you can overcome.
And I wonder, and I hate to get political, but I wonder how much of because government is in Big Pharma's pocket, at least to an extent. And I wonder how much of it is they don't want to take care of the problem because they're making money.
They're
off
making
the
big
problem.
bucks, man.
It goes through. Not only are they making it through, hey, here's some pills, or they're also back ending it on the insurance and the rehab thing. You know what I mean? It's a constant cycle of. It kind of reminds me of laundering money. You're laundering your own.
Well, it
drug
is.
money legally.
It's the legal way of doing it, and definitely like when a pill costs like, your insurance. It costs like your insurance $10 a pill. And you get it. You go down to Walmart and you get them for $10, like for your whole monthly supply. The insurance is still paying top dollar for these pills. I mean, they still have to pay like the price for the pills, and that's the bullshit thing about it. And they're making so much money in the drug industry because of this top dollar price setting on this shit. That it's the endless cycle of greed in America, and it'll never end. It's not if it changes from this, it'll just be something else.
Yeah, and also it's it's really hard to live in West Virginia and Appalachia because sometimes we can see our state crumbling.
Yeah,
I mean it's like coal combination of the coal dying and opioid abuse is like, it's our state state is falling apart, and it's like these.
Definitely.
I'm not gonna get political, but you guys know what I'm saying.
Well, now when it comes down to it, I do not think it's a mental illness personally, and I also don't think sex addiction is a mental illness. Everybody loves to fuck.
Yeah, I mean it's a mental illness that everybody's struck with. I mean, if I couldn't stop, then I would be like in heaven, I guess. I don't know.
I don't really see gambling as a mental illness. It's just
gambling's a weird thing, man. I mean, it's something that I've never been addicted to anything like that.
Right.
So I don't understand. But I'm kind of like weary of it because of people, other people having so many issues. Like I'm kind of scared to gamble because if something happens with me, then holy shit, I just spent everything and then some.
I say why play with money anytime. So
well, it's that dopamine rush. You succeeded in something, and that's what they say that a lot of people get addicted to with sex and with because you get a girl's number, it's a little dopamine rush. Now you have sex with her, it's a dopamine rush. Let's do it again, or something like that. I think maybe it might be not necessarily a mental illness, but a weakening of something inside of a person that allows them to be more susceptible to something like that. You know what I mean?
Usually when they say they're addicted to sex, I think they're just like, oh, I have a problem. I just cheated on my wife. I'm like, yeah, you just cheated on your wife. That's why
that's
you're
what
saying you're addicted
Tiger
to
Woods
sex.
did, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And I think Michael Douglas did it too.
Shit!
But she stuck with him. So
well, Michael Douglas is a little different to me than Tiger Woods, but I guess there's never any excuse for it.
No, there's not.
I was a horn dog. There's your excuse.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna turn things over to our resident weirdo for the world of weird. Brent, take it away.
This has come up like 4 times this week. I was going to avoid it because it was on another podcast, but it came up like 4 more times, and I was like, okay, it's a
sign.
It's a sign. It must be something. And it's that: are we living in a simulation,
dude? I tell you, man. That's
think so
something
sometimes.
I do feel like that could be the higher power thing.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
And it's like even some scientists think that this could be possible because at some point we're going to become powerful enough in our computer processing to be able to create a simulation.
Mm-hmm.
Who's this? And they say that the more they do that, and then you create a simulation, and it becomes so powerful that it creates its own simulation. So scientists are saying that just by numbers alone, there's a 20 to 50% chance that we're already living in a simulation.
Damn.
Whoa.
That's a pretty big. Not
not all scientists think that. There's a certain group,
That's
and I'm
nuts.
sure other scientists look at them and go, "You're stupid." But it's an interesting thing, and tumbling down this rabbit hole, I have found the people that think our government's run by lizards.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I always hear
the
that.
sun no longer exists It's a simulator.
Okay.
It is a sun simulation that is. I don't. Some people think that it's actually projecting our world, which is weird. I don't know how that works.
It does remind me of a projector if I look at it.
Yeah, if you look at it too long, then it's you don't see much anything.
Yeah, I don't see anything at all.
People are saying that the sun used to be yellow, but now it's white, and that's it's actually just something we've placed in the sky that NASA's behind it. And
Yeah, why did everyone always use? Why does everyone draw their suns and color it yellow?
yeah, I
Because
know.
it's not yellow.
I know it's very, very odd, but I mean it's a deep rabbit hole. I suggest anybody go look up Sun Simulator or Are We a Simulation? There's some really good, informative videos and articles out there, and there's some weird stuff.
I like the weird stuff.
There's some that show they'll be like filming the sky, and it'll be the sun, and it'll show like little digital marks in the film. And I think it could be just like you film anything, you'll see little weird stuff in it.
Yeah.
But it does look a little weird. Like, is that Matrix numbers in there?
Well, and it's impossible for 99.99999% of us to actually verify that there is even an outer space.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't fucking know. We just know what the few people that have supposedly done it. Tell us.
Have they injected this simulation with a virus?
They should.
Man, it sucks.
Well, some
sometimes.
people think it's failing, and that's why we're able to see those things in videos,
Okay.
and that the sun is not the same color and whatnot. They think that the simulation is failing, and that we're on the
weird.
brink of last
Yeah.
days because somebody's going to reboot us or something.
Damn. Hard reboot.
Unplug us back in.
We're all just going to be sitting here one day, and then it's going to be blah, 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 and we're just going to fall down. We're going to be done.
Yeah, I've heard of a 9/11 like hologram plane.
Yeah.
But I've never heard of like the sun being
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I haven't heard that
projecting.
either.
That's weird.
I actually saw a hologram plane whenever I was watching the videos about the sun simulation thing. So very, very weird stuff in the 9/11 thing
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Now, how do you all feel about this whenever, I'm going off a little off subject here, but how do you all feel about this? You'll be talking about something, or you've watched something on TV, you get on Facebook, and holy shit, what do you know? There's an ad for what you
It's
were just
right
talking
there.
about.
Well, that's because your phone listens to you. Facebook, the app, listens to you.
Yeah.
It knows what you're watching for real. Like, you look it up. It's part of Facebook trying to just make it easier for you to let people know what's
What
up.
the fuck?
For real. Like, I mean, you can be sitting there watching Game of Thrones, and then you'll get on Facebook and, type up a message. Well, if you have everything enabled like that it needs to do that, it will say while watching Game of Thrones or something.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, I mean, I know one day maybe it was on one of the podcasts where we were talking about the Marvel Universe. I was like, I've never seen Civil War. And I've yet to watch it. I've just I've watched the battle scene.
Oh, that's all that
you know.
matters, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that's all that matters. So like I'm talking about it. I'm like, yeah, I've never watched it, and it'd been on my Netflix list for a month or so.
Mm-hmm.
And I get home, and the very first thing right there on my list popped up there is Captain America: Civil War. I'm
Watch
like,
it,
okay.
Derek.
I'm like, okay, okay. Maybe it can do that for Interstellar for me. It'd be like, watch it, damn it! But it's on Netflix. But
So you haven't seen
haven't seen
Interstellar
that?
yet?
nope, I'm an idiot.
God.
Isn't it on Hulu?
It
I
is
It's
on
on
Hulu.
Amazon.
It's like been
or
on
Hulu.
Hulu for a really long time.
Yeah.
You need to watch that really bad because it's just a fabulous. It's Christopher Nolan, for God's
Yes,
sake.
yeah, I
Mind
know,
bender.
I
It's a
know.
real mind
Yeah, I
bender.
mean it's not as bad to me as what was that one with Leonardo DiCaprio? Inception. That one's kind of a brain freak, but Interstellar is definitely one that you'll watch the first time, and then at the end of it, you'll be like, holy fuck. So when you watch it again, like, it's a way different experience because you can see things happening that really you learn all about when you watch the movie. It's really crazy.
Right.
I haven't seen Inception. I need to watch that one.
Inception's, I don't think it's as good as Interstellar. I mean, I really liked it, but it's definitely a friggin', like, there's different degrees of, like, what is it, like they sleep or something?
yeah.
And oh my God, it's like really crazy. It's awesome.
Definitely crazy.
Really cool.
And a
It's
hell
a
of a
great director.
cast.
Yeah, he is a
Hell of a
fabulous
cast,
director.
And that Dunkirk movie is supposed to be like the best war movie ever.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it.
Wow.
I want to see it.
That's saying something to be like the best war.
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
I just want to see it for Harry Styles. Not really.
It's got Tom Hardy in it too, man.
Yes, with a mask on again.
Yeah.
Poor Tom.
He's so handsome. Show me that face. That reminds me. I saw where they're gonna have to take off Superman's mustache.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
reshoots.
I did. Yeah,
I was like, that's all DC right there.
because
That's
he's filming Mission Impossible 6 right
that's
now.
right. Yeah.
And he has a contract with Paramount, that he cannot touch that fucking mustache for the duration of filming. So with these reshoots going on for Justice League, I mean, he's like, sorry guys, I mean,
I'm under contract.
what do you think about this with Superman right here?
Superman
There's
back
a-
with a porn stash.
There's a video that I saw with that where somebody has used the like I think it's like a Snapchat filter and put like a mustache on like Batman versus Superman version.
Oh,
of
no.
Henry Cavill, and it's just like this brown mustache when the Batmobile goes around him and whatnot, and other scenes. There's a scene where he's like flying up and he's using his heat vision and his mustache glows.
Oh, shit.
It's kind of
Yeah.
beautiful.
Oh man, yeah, I can't even imagine. He's such like a good-looking dude, and like a mustache to me is a really weird thing. I mean, I can't have one because I look like a pedophile. But
Me as well. Yeah, I can't,
yeah, I just
can't even
can't. I
grow
can't
one,
do
but
it.
I, can
Same
never
here.
have
I
one.
can't even look at myself in the mirror. I'm just disgusted. So, but
I look
yeah.
very French when I grew my mustache.
I
and
can see that.
And I
Like,
just
you
I,
would look.
I
Yeah,
look
yeah.
myself right in the mirror. I'm like, you fucking coward. Freedom fries, bitch.
Freedom
Freedom
fries.
fries, yeah.
All right. What else? What else? What other kind of?
Yeah, what kind of
other
weird
kind
shit?
of
Other
you
shit.
got? for
Oh,
us,
the
bro?
other one is and I sent you guys a video. Did everybody watch the video? I know you watched it.
I actually.
well, I asked about it,
Yeah. Well,
have
yeah,
to
I saw
watch
that
it.
question.
and
I was like,
the thing is, a few days ago, I saw that it was someone had put it up there, and I read one of the comments. They're like, "I think it's just a monkey. I feel real bad for it." I was like, "Well, I can't watch a monkey in distress."
it's
So I
really
didn't
it's,
watch the
yeah,
video.
It's not actually in distress. They show it. I can see that it is a weird thing. It doesn't necessarily look like a monkey.
It's bizarre.
The
yeah.
face is really bizarre looking. The eyes freaky. I don't know why, but it gets me. But it looks like it's covered in a wig. It looks
Right,
like somebody
right.
wrapped like Cher's wig around it or something. And the hand is really odd, and I can't really get a hold on whether the hand was real or fake. 'Cause sometimes it looks like it moves on its own, sometimes it doesn't. But then later on,
Walks
it
around.
walks around.
That's the really weird part when
Yeah.
you start seeing that walk, because it's like, man, because you kind of see it like you were saying up close, and it looks like it could be, I don't know, I guess something made up, but
Yeah.
maybe, but like when it starts to walk,
Yeah, that was a little
it's
odd.
pretty weird.
That
Yeah,
was a little odd.
I didn't
couldn't
watch
see
the
a
video.
monkey walk like that.
No, it
either.
doesn't,
Yeah,
'cause-
it doesn't move like a monkey.
it was kind of
Right,
like just like a little person walking, as
Yeah.
opposed to like a monkey. They use all fours a lot of the time when they're
Yeah.
when they're walking. And
Well,
I don't know what the hell.
fucking
I was,
little
I was
people,
trying to
dude.
look at like the nostrils to see if it was breathing, and I couldn't really tell. And they kept moving away from the face and focusing on the hand, and I'm like,
Yeah.
no, get back in the barrel. I want to see if it's breathing. But yeah, it's odd. It is an odd thing, and I want a translation of because it's from
Philippines, probably.
Azerbaijan. I hope I'm pronouncing that
Oh
right.
yeah.
It's a former Soviet republic, but that's where it's from, and I don't know what they speak there, Azerbaijanese or whatever.
Monkey.
Shows my little global ignorance. I want it translated. I want to know what they say because maybe there's a clue in there. What they
Yeah.
could just be saying, "Look at our little guy,"
Well, you would
the
think-
whole time.
You would think someone would translate it.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody out there will do it soon. But it's a freaky video. I would go ahead and watch it. I don't think the monkey's not necessarily in distress.
as long as there's no like hurt monkey.
That's what I was scared
No,
of.
there's
I
no.
was
They're
like-
not hurting
yeah.
it. or
People,
anything.
I
It's
mean,
nobody.
there was multiple comments that said that they think it's a monkey and it's in distress, and I was like, well, I can't watch that.
If anything's going on with him, I think at the very beginning of the video where he's just laying there letting them play with it, he looks like maybe he's drugged up or just really
okay.
tired.
Opioid
Leave me
abuse.
alone,
Well,
man.
yeah,
there's no monkey being like tied to a
Yeah,
table
they're
or
not
cut
hurting
open.
her.
I mean,
it's just walking around.
torture all the people you want. I'll watch that all day.
That's what I'm saying, man.
But you bring an animal into
Yeah.
it,
Leave
even
him
even
Get that outta here.
possums. Oh God, possums.
Phew.
I ran over a possum just right on this road just a couple years ago, and I told Ryan about it, and he almost killed me.
Yep.
I was like, sorry, Ryan.
Even though they go, they're living organisms too.
What's that? You hang upside down by your tail? Fuck you.
Yeah, I was about 4 feet away from a raccoon the other night, and I just
Those are bastards. They're
the
cute
fuck away
looking,
from
but
me.
man,
Yeah.
if they're rabid, watch your throat.
and they got the opposable thumbs. So
Yeah.
they can really
Yeah.
do shit kind of like humans.
They
I mean,
got
grab
straight up
things
human
and-
hands. Yeah,
It's weird. It's sometimes it's cute sometimes, but
Yeah.
they're little fuckers, man.
they're tough little bastards, man.
Yeah. Okay, and in the spirit of weirdness, we've all got our top 3 weirdest movies we watched.
Yes, we do.
Ryan, let's get that list from you first.
All right, okay. Let's see if I can remember it. Number 3, Fire in the Sky. You guys ever see that
Oh,
one?
that's a weird.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That is the only UFO abduction movie that I've ever seen that actually kind of, like, there's parts of it that scare me, Like, you know, and I've actually been in the same room with that Travis Walton dude before. He was at Scarefest one year promoting his book or something, and you know, me and my wife walked by him and said there was nobody at his booth, and I was like, "Yep, there's a weird one right there."
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
You'll have those at your horror conventions for sure, but definitely like really really crazy movie. Like, does anybody else have any like UFO movies while we're like? I just want to know if you guys focused on some UFO movies here, because
I don't know.
Because
I have one that's kind of a UFO movie. It's what is it? Oh wow!
is it a recent one?
Is it the Fifth Encounter? It's the
The one with
Jovovich.
Yeah, with
oh
Mila
god,
Jovovich.
I
Fourth
saw that
Kind
one.
or something.
Yeah,
The reason
yeah.
I chose it is the experience I had with the original experience I had with it, because I heard that like there were supposed to be real experiences in the video, and they show them side by side that are happening. Some of those experiences really weirded me out as I first watched it, and then I heard that yeah, they just doctored it.
Now
all up
that
and
happened
whatnot.
in like Alaska or something somewhere
like
weird
that.
like
Yes,
that.
yes.
Yeah, you know, we watched it. Me and Tabitha watched it, and I think she fell asleep. But
It is dry at points.
I think it's just
really-
Mila Jovovich like is enough for me to like get turned off by a movie.
Oh,
Just, I
damn.
mean, she's hot, but you know, after what she did with the Resident Evil franchise, even though it's not her fault, she's just getting paid to be there
by her husband.
by her husband, Paul W.S. Anderson.
The thing with also Fire in the Sky, man, it's got the I mean, when
Oh
they're doing
my
experiments
God.
on the guy,
Yeah,
that's
dude.
like it's so real. It's
Yeah.
so like it. You'd seem like it's it could totally.
Yeah, because
That
you
totally
see like see like he's like laying there strapped to the table, and he's got like a plastic film over him or something, and they're like bringing something towards his eye, and it's just like really intense, and I mean it's scary as fuck, and I mean another person in that movie a person in the movie I've met is Robert Patrick. I did get to meet Robert Patrick.
Oh,
once.
T-1000?
Yeah,
Awesome.
the fucking T-1000.
I like the poster of that too. The poster for that
oh,
movie.
yeah,
when you
yeah,
see-
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, that's really
God,
cool.
it's like artistically, it's just beautiful, man. I just couldn't believe it. But okay, I'll go ahead and jump to my second one here. A little movie called Happy Accidents. You guys ever heard of that one?
Haven't seen it. Nope.
I just
I think I've heard of it. I don't know.
I've
never
heard
seen
of it.
though.
It's got Vincent D'Onofrio and one of the most beautiful
Great actor.
women in the world, Marissa Tomei.
Oh.
and she gets more beautiful the older she gets.
Yeah, Aunt May, man.
It's like wine.
Yeah, she's beautiful. But the movie is about like this woman who's had all these failed relationships and stuff. She meets this guy and she thinks he's a pretty cool guy until he starts talking about how he's from the future, and you know, like he's been brought back in time, or he's come back in time to prevent something. And it's just kind of like, and it's the way that the movie is delivered, like it's more of like, this guy is fucking crazy. Like there's no proof at all in the movie definitively until like towards the end, where you find out whether or not he might be from the future. But it's really a great movie. I recommend everybody watching it. It's like a love story, but you know, it's not really even a sci-fi element. It's just like a whole psychological element of that. Because anybody, you know, can say I'm from the future, you know. But yeah, it's pretty good. So okay, my number one weird movie that I've obsessed over it for years. Human Centipede.
I haven't seen that one.
Because
I mean, I've watched 1 and 2.
I haven't seen the third one.
That's actually on my number 2.
Yeah. Dude, fucking the fact that could happen, that somebody could be crazy enough. This is a story that we could read on the internet, like, and be like, holy fuck, somebody's lost their mind.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen it, Alex?
I have not.
You know the gist of it?
I don't. Yeah.
Uh,
Go.
well,
I mean, just give me the plot.
Well, okay.
Maybe watch it someday.
A couple
give
of
him the plot.
a couple of Americans end up getting abducted in a European country. They wake up pretty much, and there is an ass in their face. They are surgically. Everybody's had their kneecaps removed, and they're all on all fours. There's 3 links, 3 people, and basically your mouth is sewn onto the person in front of you's asshole.
Oh wow.
So the idea
I would
is
love that.
the person in front eats, and he shits into the mouth of the second link. They, you know, digest that, and they shit into the mouth of the third link, and then of course the shit comes out of the ass of the third person. I would
Wow.
imagine. But like, it's just
This thing just wreaks havoc on people, or like.
well, it's just this mad
just-
scientist.
Oh, okay.
And these,
yeah.
it's like if you or I woke up and our mouths were attached to each other's assholes or something.
How's the CGI in it? How
There
they
is
pull
no
it off?
CGI. It's all practically done.
It's all it's
Did it,
all
does it
real.
look good?
Yeah, I mean, you don't use. They have like it's like kind of tastefully done, in that like there's like bandages because it's like a fresh operation,
Right,
You know, you do see like a little bit of it. Like there's some, you get to see stuff, but
It's
like,
very affecting.
Oh,
Very,
God,
very
It's crazy.
affecting.
Yeah.
I obsessed over. I mean, I've only seen it like maybe 1.5 times, but obviously
say.
the imagery sticks with you. I've seen the second one a couple of times, and the second one is just obscene.
Is it? Is it a decent movie too, or is it just?
If you're gonna watch any of them, watch the first one. It's the most serious.
is it an okay
Second-
film? Or
Second goes for shock value.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not like a bad movie. Like quality wise, it's like a well done movie.
Gotcha.
It's not like a Sci-Fi Channel movie. I wouldn't say like that. I'd say the quality level is above that.
That's good. Yeah.
It's just the concept is so fucking freaky. I mean, it's mind blowing. And when you see it,
it is. Yeah,
and when
it's
you see
weird.
it, and when you see how things transpire in the movie and stuff, like I mean, it pretty much ends. One of my worst nightmares is to like fall into the sky. Like, and you're like hopelessly falling, or like in space, and you go off in a direction, and you're gonna die like that.
Oh yeah, and you can't stop.
This at the end of that movie, like what happens to one of the people or whatever, like the situation they're in, it's about the shittiest thing that I can foresee almost happening, like in a horror situation on this planet. That's all I can say. I don't know. It's like a really desperate, terrible situation. Basically a situation, because there might be shit in your mouth
More
too.
situation.
Oh Jesus! I'll have to watch it
At
sometimes.
least 2/3 of shit you have shit in your mouth.
I mean,
All right.
is it more horror, or is it just kind of a blend of this, I guess, action?
No,
horror
it's
and
definitely
No,
it's definitely
no
horror.
Okay.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's like a abduction, like, and you're being forcibly put in these situations or whatever. So
It's kind of like a psychological gross out film.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
stuff? Okay.
There's
yeah.
not. I mean, like the gross out stuff is like it's internal. Like you're not just like, oh, look at all the gore. It just fucks with your brain.
Okay. Yeah.
But just to give you a gist of it, the first one is 3 people. The second one is like, I mean, it's over 10 people.
Wow.
And then the third one is what,
the third
like
one?
300 people? It's
Oh
something
my
like
God.
ridiculous. It takes place in a prison. But like the second one is this weird like alternate reality where Human Centipede is a movie. Like then, and this guy becomes obsessed with it, and he wants to make it happen.
Okay.
The third one I've never seen,
interesting.
but like for a 300-person Human Centipede link, that's just what the fuck happens to cause that. But you have to see it. Like get drunk
wild.
one night and watch it, and you'll just be living the dream.
I'd watched the first one, and it was enough.
Yeah.
I didn't go for the second, and when I heard that they were doing a third, and it was like, you could just see the poster is like, just a line. I have to wonder, though, about the actors who signed up for those sequels, because
Yeah.
watching the first one is like, because you know how long scenes take.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, I have to put my face in this guy's ass for like, how long?
Yeah, it better be a clean ass,
Just like, that's just,
Bleach is involved.
dude.
it's,
Oh god.
it's bad.
Well, like okay, but the first one's serious. The second one is it like aims to offend you. There are so many things that happen in it. There's rape. There was shit involving babies. Just really highly offensive things that are just intentionally offensive. So the third one is just a fucking joke. It has to be. I mean, it can't possibly be remotely serious.
Right.
But in a prison, like you don't have any sympathy for anybody, so I guess it doesn't work out. But enough about Human Centipede. I just want everybody to go have some dreams tonight about that.
Yummy. Yummy. Brent?
Well, I've already got my 2 there. I still can't remember the Mila Jovovich movie. It's the Fourth Dimension or the Fourth
Kind.
or
I think
something
Yeah,
like
the
that.
fourth
Fourth
kind
kind.
is what
okay,
it is. I'm
okay.
pretty sure.
I thought it was because I know there's Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yeah, Close Encounters of the Fourth Dimension.
And then Human Centipede was my second. I cannot remember my first one. I am like drawing a complete blank. I was going to do Devil's Backbone, but it's been so long since I've seen that movie.
That was the one with Keanu Reeves and
No.
That's Devil's Advocate.
Yeah,
okay.
Devil's Backbone is like Guillermo del Toro's like early work.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's gotta be weird.
I remember the VHS cover, like a boy with he's got black eyes and a white face or something.
Yeah,
Damn, that's a shame I've never seen
It's
that.
a freaky movie, and I was going to rewatch it before we did this, and I ended up not having time because I wanted to refresh myself. But I just remember thinking that is a fucked up movie. It's really crazy. It's really fun, but I don't remember it.
Yeah.
It's
Hey,
like
it's
one of those
fine.
things that just like dropped right out of my head, and I cannot remember the one I replaced it with because that's the only one that's stuck
Well, we'll
in my
come
head.
back to you then.
All right.
Maybe you'll jostle it.
Alex.
I'll be kind of quick because you guys know I'm not. I don't like horror movies. You guys
he
know
doesn't.
this.
He doesn't like horror movies.
And I know I haven't watched a ton of sci-fi films. I mean, mine are pretty. I've got District 9. is
Oh,
on there.
dude, I actually debated on District 9. I loved it, man.
That's just a great movie, man.
It's the social commentary of District 9 is insane. Like, it's wonderful.
I got 2001: A Space Odyssey,
Okay.
and it's not. You know,
I believe that. Yeah.
Just-
just
never-
towards the last half, and then when he goes through Jupiter and beyond the infinite,
Yeah.
all the lights, and then he sees himself as an. I don't want to.
Star
Have
Child.
you guys seen this?
Yeah, I mean, people hate me for it, but I fucking hate the movie.
Well, I mean,
hate
I
it.
could. See,
I'm sorry.
I watched it for the experience, and then it's one of those movies I never need to watch again. It's nice, but I don't ever need to watch
Well,
it.
it was so important though to give us movies like Alien and
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody was so inspired by the visuals in that, which were incredible.
For 1968, man.
Oh my!
Visuals
I mean,
and
it was
space
Kubrick,
visuals.
man.
Oh, it
Kubrick
was-
took it to the max, and that's why you didn't see him really do anything sci-fi after that. He's like, dude, I did 2001. I did the tippy top.
Well, he directed the moon
I'm a
landing.
man now.
Yeah, oh yeah, he did do that too. That was his best work for sure.
And I got the
Yeah,
Matrix. The Matrix it's
yeah, and that plays right
it's a-
into
it's a pretty weird movie.
that
I mean,
article
it's-
earlier,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
so.
Yeah, it's we're living in a simulation, just like in the Matrix, man.
I don't think
Weird
any
shit.
movie has ever made me drop my jaw as much as The Matrix.
Yeah.
Whenever you see Neo wake up in the tube and he comes out and he's all
Oh.
bald and he's hooked up, I was like, what the
That's
fuck is
that's
going
like,
on?
That's one of my favorite parts when he takes the pill and like just that's the sound it makes when he goes through like
Oh,
you see
yeah.
it going down his
Yeah.
throat
Yeah.
and then like it's a weird like electronic type sound you see
Yeah.
in the pod or whatever.
Everything's so biomechanical, kind of like H.R. Giger did with the Alien series. Like it's so gross. I mean, everything's slimy, and that is the real world. Like, I mean, the real world is not like what we see on a day-to-day basis. It's you're hooked up to a fucking pod with this thing in the back of your head, and you are creating energy for the machine race.
Whew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, a wonderful movie, wonderful.
All right.
Derek?
So, yeah, well, I had to do a little scrambling in my brain, actually. I had to reevaluate some of the stuff. And I'd say for number 3, The Thing.
The Thing, yep, I
Yep.
debated on that.
I guess, that just always was creeped out and weirded out.
Well, the possibility of there being something frozen in the ice,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
is it's very like possible. I mean, we just don't know.
Which back to conspiracy theory stuff. I know there's people saying that now that there's some melting going on, that there's all these UFO hangars that have been found and all this stuff. Whether it's true, I don't know.
But there could be like alien viruses or
Yeah,
weirdness like that that's going to be exposed to the water and
Mm-hmm.
and then all this zaniness. But yeah, the Thing for sure. I mean, fucking crazy ass alien being thawed out.
Right. And number 2 was actually fucking Fire in the Sky.
Man, damn, I had no idea.
That's a weird movie, man.
Weirded
Yeah.
out by when DB Sweeney's like coming out of that. I don't know. He's coming out of like the little. It's not really a pod. It's like covering his body.
Yeah, like where
But
he's like
his-
ripping out of
but
it.
like
yeah.
his face is like.
Yeah.
I'm like,
There is some scary ass
terrified me.
imagery in that for sure.
I just remember when I was a kid, it was coming on Fox, and I was like, I don't know if I can watch this one. I don't know if I can do it.
Yeah.
And it was like a big special event. It seemed like.
I wonder if the X-Files, I can't remember what year it came out, definitely the 90s, but I wonder if the X-Files allowed that to kind of get made. If
Maybe.
like the renewed interest in the paranormal and
Right.
and the general psyche allows for, movies like that, which I mean, I don't know if I would have ever watched it without being exposed to the X-Files and having like finding this interest in this kind of stuff that I didn't know I had. And then you see that, and it's just so terrifying. But like,
Oh yeah.
it's based on such a crazy like,
Yeah.
like it could be a complete lie. I mean, another person gets abducted, which he was part of a group of like 6 people or something.
Mm-hmm.
Then everybody but one passed like a polygraph test, which we know those are kind of worthless now. But
Right.
but apparently like that Travis Walton dude, actually his family they were big believers in UFOs as well, like before that had happened. So I mean, that kind of takes away from it too. But the movie is fucking terrifying.
Same year, the X-Files debuted in '93. That's when
okay.
Fire in the Sky came out.
Okay,
'93.
cool.
So
Yeah,
just
well,
look
then-
it up real quick.
I wonder, then it must be blind faith like on somebody then. Great movie though.
Oh yeah. My number 1 is actually it's not really horror, and I don't know if it's actually really sci-fi. It's got elements of both, and it's Donnie Darko.
Yeah,
I thought about choosing
great,
that one, yeah.
Very movie, yeah.
I
Very
just-
weird.
There was some very weird stuff in that, and like the whole he's in the movie theater and the
Frank.
Frank is it
The
Frank,
bunny.
Frank the bunny or
Yeah.
something.
Dude.
Is in there mutilated kind of or whatever.
That's certainly another Interstellar movie where you got to watch it twice.
yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
And I'm like, I've seen the movie twice in my lifetime, and I feel like if I see it again, I'll have to like watch it again the next day to get the full experience.
Yeah, I watched it like when it first came out, and then a couple years later, and then recently, like maybe about a year or two ago, watched it, and I have a completely different feel about the movie.
Now, have you
And-
seen the director's cut?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's just it's one of those movies that constantly makes you think. Like anybody can have an opinion on what exactly is going on in a way, because it kind of like ends with almost like an audience. It's leaving it up to you. But even though they have, I think the directors actually come out and said, no, this is exactly what I meant.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure I know what that is. But yeah, every time I watch it, I seem to come away with a different feel about it. But it's a damn good movie. I love it.
I've heard not to watch the sequel.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna bring up
no.
what is like S Darko or
Yes,
something weird
yeah,
like that.
Yeah, I'm just like
Who's in that, do you
I
know?
don't think they needed a sequel.
Well, it's about like Donnie Darko's sister, but it's really like the idea of a sequel to Donnie Darko is just ridiculous to me.
Is Maggie Gyllenhaal in the second one?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
no,
I was like, thank
No.
God. Yeah.
Well, they had a younger sister in the movie, didn't
I think
they?
that's
Yeah.
who the story revolves around.
Yeah.
The younger one.
All right.
And I don't think it's the same actress that played the little sister or whatever. And
Prob-
though I could
yeah,
I could be wrong. It might be, but
I don't know. That's just like one of those pointless sequels.
Yeah, and I'm sure the director of the original had absolutely nothing to do with that. That was
Oh,
straight
right.
up movie studio.
Right.
It's like a sequel to American Psycho.
Yeah.
Oh, my
What
gosh.
what
yeah.
are you doing?
What about like
Stop.
Carrie 2? Did you ever see that one, The Rage?
Yes.
Yes.
Ugh, that one was atrocious.
Yes,
I-
it was.
I-
Yes, it was.
I think I've seen most of the first one. Yeah, it's-
Which
it's-
one?
it's
Did you
pretty-
see the
pretty
remake
freaky.
or the Sissy Spacek?
The Brian De Palma?
Yeah.
Sissy Spacek. It's a pretty frightening movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, when she's all covered in blood, like shaking her head. Like,
Well,
real
and you
quick.
totally get it too. It's
Yeah.
you're just like, fuck all these people. They
Fuck
were
you,
screwing
John
with me.
Travolta.
Yeah.
John Travolta, you're dancing. You're not dancing your way out of this one.
You're not staying alive.
yeah, you're not staying alive.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh.
Yeah, speaking of shitty movies, no, not really, but speaking of movies, San Diego Comic-Con
Yeah.
was here recently.
Yeah.
Did anyone have any highlights from San Diego Comic-Con?
Probably the Justice League trailer. It was like a 4-minute trailer that dropped. That was really crazy.
Okay.
That was nice.
Did anyone enjoy the leaked Avengers trailer?
I mean,
or-
I might have
seen
read
that.
a super detailed description of it. No, I watched it.
Yeah.
I was
we don't do anything illegal.
I was
around
blown away by it. Like, I mean, I am terribly excited for that. Way more than Justice League, and I'm excited for Justice League. But to see, like, after seeing the last Spider-Man, or the one that just came out,
Yeah.
like, I mean, Tom Holland's my Spider-Man now. So he's got like a new outfit in this one. Like, it's stuff in the Spider-Man movie might tell you what that is. But dude, it's to have like literally like 40 heroes or something in one movie battling
Oh, yeah.
a guy that's going to
Bloated.
just demolish him. Like he apparently Thanos throws like a planet or something at
Yeah,
him. He's like
yeah.
he reaches up in the sky and he's like he just throws it at him. Like it's crazy. And this is like Iron Man and stuff like that. Guardians of the Galaxy. Like everybody, Thor, the Hulk. We got everybody in this one.
Yeah.
And once again, what's this called? What's this movie?
This is the Avengers: Infinity War.
Yeah.
Sounds kick-ass.
It's gonna be an expense. I think between this one and then they're actually getting ready to film the second one. Like they're the second part.
What's the budget?
I think it's $1 billion budget for real.
Ooh.
But do you have any idea how much money that these movies are gonna make?
Well,
These
Oh,
are,
dude,
I
yeah.
think 500 million in it is just paying the actors.
Well, that's the thing, yeah. Because there's literally like there's 30 to 40 fucking actors in this shit or something like that are like they're all fairly large actors, and they're playing their respective superhero roles. And I mean, they might be on screen for a fucking 2 minutes or something a piece, but we'll see.
Who's directing this?
It's the Russo brothers. They did Captain America: Civil War, and they did the second Captain America: Winter
Okay.
Soldier. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Which I can't even imagine from a director's standpoint. How do you juggle? Like, I think they helped write the story and everything. How do you fucking juggle like this
All-
many
yeah,
people?
Epic
it's
task,
all this
man.
going
And
on.
the visual effects, like, oh my god, like it's gonna be insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know a highlight for me was the trailer for Ready Player
Yeah,
One.
yeah.
Love the book.
Did you? Have you? I was gonna say, have you read it?
Read
Oh
the
my
book.
gosh.
Yeah,
Like it doesn't look much like the book, but I
Not
can see
really,
where they're
yeah.
going with
Yeah.
certain things, and the Easter eggs just in the trailer were amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Warner Brothers Easter eggs dropping like Freddy Krueger and shit in there.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's good to see Freddy in
Yeah.
there.
It looks good. I mean, I'm not gonna see it in theaters, but I'll definitely check it out when it hits home
It's
video.
got Spielberg directing it.
What's it called again?
Ready Player One.
I haven't heard of that.
It's based on a book by a guy named Ernest Cline,
Okay.
and it's basically a pop culture fuckfest. It's
Oh.
it takes
Oh,
place probably 50 years from now or something like that, where people jack into something called the
I don't remember.
I don't know, basically the
Yeah.
Matrix. They put on like these VR suits and they go in and they play this game. And the guy who created the game basically he died, and then he left all these Easter eggs so you can like inherit his fortune. It's Willy Wonka meets
Oh.
the Matrix is
Huh.
basically what it is.
Sounds really cool.
And there's just like it's just littered with like all kinds of pop culture references throughout the book, and they had to change a lot of that for the movies, and that's why they got Spielberg to direct it,
Yeah.
because most of those references are his.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
That's
But yeah, check out the trailer if you haven't seen it.
Okay, yeah,
it just
for
looks
sure.
amazing. You see the DeLorean driving
Yeah. Oh yeah.
through
When I
there?
saw that
damn, yeah,
DeLorean,
that's
I was
cool.
like, oh baby.
Ready Player One. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Ready
Yeah.
Player One.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check it out.
I wonder,
Sure.
if there's any poltergeist stuff in there since he pretty much directed it also.
Yeah. Since,
what-
well,
yeah.
I mean, it's still like I'm not gonna believe it completely until I hear it out of Spielberg's mouth.
And
that
you
he
never
directed
will. You never
It.
will.
Well, what'll happen if he says that he directed it?
And then people will be like, well, that's mean.
Because like he was unable to direct it because of some kind of weird Directors Guild like issue or something like that. So he like the story is that he brought in Toby Hooper to direct it, like to be there in person like every day, while Spielberg was producing it, telling everybody what to do. Which I mean, it's whatever, man. I mean, Toby Hooper needs more.
Hey, he did Funhouse, right?
Well, he did Funhouse and he did Texas Chainsaw
Yeah,
Massacre.
right.
I think
yeah.
I watched about a half an hour Poltergeist when I was like 9.
Couldn't
Never
do it,
again.
could you?
Never again.
We're gonna have to get something
Nope.
going on here. We're gonna lock Alex in a room
Yeah.
and have
Fuck
him
you
watch
guys.
watch
You're
the
not.
fucking
Chain
movie.
him
Just-
to a
Scary,
chair.
scary commentaries with Alex, man. We're gonna bring him in.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
That's what we're gonna do, commentaries, dude. And you're gonna be experiencing shit for the first time.
Oh yeah, that sounds fun.
I'm open to
You won't
it.
you won't be
I
you
need
won't
to-
be scared because me and Derek, and if Brent wants to be there,
Hell
then
yeah.
What's
we'll
this?
be there.
Scary
What's this concept
commentaries
again?
on
You're
there.
like
We'll-
watching me watch a movie for
we
the first
will
time.
sit here with mics on, and we will watch a movie, and hopefully you pee your pants with us making fun of you while you do it.
Oh, if you guys if you give me like something like 3 or 4 of the scariest movies ever, and I'll
Yeah, I mean the thing is, nothing scares me, so like
It's very
it would be
hard.
hard to find something
you
for
don't you never jump anymore.
No,
Like you never,
God, no.
really? Wow, that is
You-
crazy to me.
It's weird. You see it coming. It's you. Once you're acclimated to the experience, you kind of see
Yeah.
the jump scares.
Yeah, you
coming
can
and stuff
definitely
like that.
see it.
I can watch them all day on mute. That's the thing
Yeah.
for me. The music is what
Well,
gets
the
me.
sound
It's
is
the
what
sound.
gets you a lot
It's
of
the
times.
sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. Man, anything scary. I just. I was
have you
watching
ever-
Big Mama's House last night. I got freaked out.
Have
What
you
is
ever
that?
seen Have you ever seen Alien?
Oh yeah, Aliens.
Okay.
It frightened me
Yeah.
a little bit.
I mean,
Yeah,
that part where they're in
Go ahead and
like
laugh
the,
at me. It's fine.
when they're in the tunnel.
Yeah,
or
when
whatever.
when Tom
Yeah.
Skerritt's walking through the ventilation shafts,
yeah.
and he's like,
Hello.
he's like, guys, I want to get out of here, and then like that's when it starts going beep beep.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
it's always been the alien has always been like just freaky looking to
Yeah.
me. I mean, just because it drips,
Uh-huh.
the liquid drips, and
It's
dude,
slimy, it's insectoid, it's sexual, it's
a genius
it's a lot of
creation, man.
things. Yeah, there's a lot of things that went into
Perfect
that.
damn killing machine. It's just
It's the perfect organism.
I've got a lot of plans for you, Alex. We're gonna get
Oh, my
you.
goodness,
We're
I
gonna
gotta get out of my comfort zone. So
Yeah, we're ready to get you out of that comfort zone.
Yeah,
bend me
man.
over and plug me.
That's the plan. That's always the
That's
plan. though.
uncomfortable, so it's good.
Another movie that dropped a trailer here recently is a movie called 9/11.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you hear 9/11, what do you think? You're thinking tragedy. You're thinking like a serious kind of thing. It's sad, and then all of a sudden you see this movie's coming out called 9/11, which is pretty disgraceful in itself, and it stars
Charlie Sheen,
old Tiger Blood, Charlie Sheen himself,
and then
Whoopi Goldberg.
Whoopi Goldberg, Gina
Yep.
Gershon.
yeah.
The
What's that dude from
He was
what's
in-
that Waiting?
he was in Waiting,
Louis
showing his
Guzman.
ball
Yeah,
sack or
Louis
whatever.
Guzman.
Yeah.
Man. God, yeah, the goat.
Yeah.
Abe
So,
Lincoln.
I don't know if you all got a chance to watch the trailer.
I did.
or
I
not.
watched it this morning.
I watched it, and the whole time I'm thinking, okay, Charlie, what funny perverted joke you got coming up, buddy?
Right.
And it never came. And it honestly, that's what she said.
Yeah.
And honestly, he didn't say anything in the trailer for like the first minute or so. And I was like, okay, is he not gonna say anything in this?
The trailer went on too long though, and I feel like it gave too much away as far as what happens in the movie. But it's based on like a real experience.
Sure. I guess, yeah. It's them stuck in an elevator.
I'm not one of those people that are like, oh, too soon. I'm
It's
certainly
definitely not too soon. Yeah.
Well, we've already had a couple of movies. World Trade Center. What was that? Flight 93.
United 93.
United. Something like that. And those happened really fast after 9/11. And World Trade Center was okay. I mean, it was kind of tough watching it when it came out. I'll admit to that. But
I actually like the other one a little bit better.
Dude, I never saw that one, but because it doesn't like. I mean, I guess World Trade Center kind of has a way to have an okay ending, whereas that one doesn't have an okay ending, regardless of what happens, because we know what happens.
I think we know what the main issue with World Trade Center was.
Probably Nick Cage.
You're damn right it was, and Michael Pena.
Yeah,
I hate them both.
Yeah, I forgot he was in it. Yeah,
I hate him.
I'm kind of like you just. We talked about it in the thread for a second. I was just waiting on the joke to come.
Yeah,
It's just
seemed like
real
a
head
damn
scratcher.
SNL skit.
And it was like
you know?
2:50. The trailer was like 2 minutes 50 seconds, and it was too long.
Well, you see the evolution of what happens in the elevator and stuff, and
it's got box
the whole
office
movie right
flop
there.
written all over
It's
it.
gonna be a bomb.
It comes out September 8th or something.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's being released theatrically because you got you said Charlie Sheen and Whoopi Goldberg and Gina Gershon. They're not anywhere near what they used to be.
Yeah, these are straight to Netflix, straight to Blu-ray people, DVD if are those still made? I don't know.
Yeah, they come in the Blu-ray or 4K Bluray packs with the Blu-rays and stuff. Yeah.
Also, to make us feel old, that's 16 years ago is when that happened.
God.
And that's
4
4 years from being 20 years ago.
Oh my God,
it's crazy.
Where you feel old, I was reading something the other day where people have kids that are asking them, they're like, why do you say hang up the phone? And I'm just thinking to myself, what the fuck do you mean?
Damn.
You don't know what that means.
I don't know if I say that though.
And
myself.
I'm like, yeah, I guess
I'll be a get the hell off the phone kind of guy when it comes.
Yeah.
Get the hell off that phone.
Or it's, somebody hangs up on you. You know?
Yeah,
You don't really hang up on
yeah,
you
okay, yeah. No, that's something that
You
you
press
do
a
say.
button on me.
Don't hang up on me, damn it.
That's really, and also like just I work in the school system. Like you'll see these birth dates and like some students like being born in like 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, it's so weird.
Wow, you're just
And that was like
makes you feel super
yesterday,
old.
man. Yeah.
yeah,
holy shit, yeah.
it's crazy.
Oh, damn, we're old.
Yes, we are. You guys are older.
Fuck
I'm
you.
not quite as old. So
Yeah.
uh,
Oh,
Brent's the
well.
oldest.
9/11 movie. What a weird.
You're all
trailer.
babies to me.
I think it's like getting attention because it's so bad. Like, and maybe they're kind of doing a snakes on the plane here, where it's like the momentum's building because of like it's so bad it's good.
Who's the director? Do you guys know?
I don't think I even saw.
I imagine it's somebody who owes somebody a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got flop written all over it, just like that sci-fi movie that came out just last
Valerian.
week. Yeah. I mean, I remember watching the trailer. I
Trailer
was
looked
like,
awesome.
The trailer looked crazy. I mean, it's supposed to be a visual masterpiece, but I'm not like really interested in another space epic because I've already got Star Trek, I got Star Wars, Guardians of the Galaxies, where I'm starting to get like a little like, okay, guys, I'm getting a little overwhelmed here, so I don't have room for anybody else right now.
Well, plus, I mean, the 2 stars in it, you're like, I mean, yeah, I like them, but
Yeah,
can they carry a
Dane
movie? No.
DeHaan,
Yeah.
and then that other chick, she was in
Cara
Suicide
Delevingne.
Squad.
Yeah. Yeah. What a shitty movie, too.
No, I haven't
How
seen
would you
that.
say?
It was okay.
Suicide Squad. Ooh.
Oh.
Too much Will Smith, I think, and but the Batman parts were pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought Harley Quinn was all right.
trailer had so much promise to that, man. The Valerian. Because when I saw that trailer, I was like, man, that was one of the best trailers I've seen for a
was
couple
alright.
years. Like just a real visually nice, but I haven't seen the movie, so
Yeah,
it's not getting reviewed very well. Kind of a mixed to negative reviews.
It's kind of like that. What's that Wachowski movie that came out a few years ago?
Jupiter Ascending.
Yeah, with the old Channing Tatum and
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't see that.
All the Wachowskis now, like, all their movies suck.
yeah.
Cloud Atlas, no.
Well,
it's a bizarre movie.
They didn't direct V for Vendetta, but they produced it, and I think they might have wrote the script or something. That was okay. I thought V for Vendetta was okay.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, that's based on a graphic novel, so the work was cut out for him. But It was okay.
All right. So, to close us out, Alex, what happened this month?
This month in music.
In
Let's
music.
do it here. 1957. This is pretty important, obviously. John Lennon and Paul McCartney meet for the first time
Huh.
at a
Nice.
church picnic near Liverpool.
That's pretty weird.
1968, Led Zeppelin forms.
That's very important.
Two right there, that, obviously. 1970, I don't know if you guys ever listened to this when you were younger, if you maybe still listen. Casey Kasem's The American Top 40 radio show.
Yeah, I remember that in the 90s.
Debuted
man.
in 11 U.S. cities in 1970.
Damn.
Damn.
I always loved Casey.
Oh, what a voice, man.
Yeah, I mean, he was Shaggy.
Very comforting.
Well, he's forever immortalized in Ghostbusters. Isn't he in Ghostbusters for a second? Like where he's I feel like he's in it for a second.
I don't remember.
There's like a little, I think it's like during like the segments where it's showing that the Ghostbusters are starting to penetrate pop culture, and there's like a little
Yeah,
segment where
I think I know what you're
it's in
talking
like
about.
the radio,
Mm.
and he's like giving like the business on the mic and
Okay.
stuff,
Man, I have to.
kind of like we're doing here.
Yeah, the business.
The business.
There's a catchphrase. What is he at the end? Look out for yourself and each other.
Reach
or-
for the stars or something.
Okay.
No, wait.
I can't remember what it was for the life
Shit.
of me. Now
Damn
he's dead though now, right?
Yeah.
Casey
Yeah,
Kasem.
Yep.
Mhm.
3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah,
It
and
hasn't been very
that was a
long.
crazy debacle, like right before his death or whatever, man, with his
Yeah.
family, and I think it was like his wife versus his kids or something on
Yeah.
where to have him, and like I remember
Mhm.
he like was hidden away or something
Yeah,
for a
that's-
while.
yeah,
Yeah, I thought he
really weird.
disappeared for a second.
Yeah.
Like just some weird shit. Yeah.
So
Fucking
weird
mess.
how that happens.
And it's like it kind of tarnishes the memory. Like, when you think of Casey Kasem, it's hard to only think about like how important he was, but you think about shit like that, like
Mhm.
I just did,
Yeah.
and it's terrible.
Let's see. 1971. We've got Jim Morrison of The Doors dies.
Ooh, yeah.
And no autopsy was ever performed, so nobody really knows.
Now he's
the cause of
supposedly
his death
he's
or-
buried in Paris.
Mm.
Yeah.
And apparently, he's been cited a few times.
Yeah.
Since
Oh,
I saw him in
Tupac.
Wayne's World.
Yeah.
1987. Guns N' Roses' "Appetite for Destruction" is released in July of that year, which I'm not really a fan of Guns N' Roses, but have to give credit where credit's due.
Yeah, that was I mean, God, I'm so wore out with all that shit off of there, but man, there was some good stuff. And Slash, I love Slash, man. He is one hell of a
He's
powerful guitarist, man.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Well, the last thing is 2005. The Live Aid concerts are held around the world to draw attention to poverty in Africa. Performers include Paul McCartney, Madonna, Stevie Wonder, Brian Wilson, and last but not least, Matchbox 20.
Hell
Oh
yeah.
wow.
Sad
They performed at 3 a.m. that night.
Oh, man.
Horrible
Oh.
joke.
Oh, and when he signed off, he said, "And don't forget, keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the
stars.
There
Yeah.
you go.
And my band recommendation this week is My Morning Jacket. Just an American rock band from Louisville. Started out as country rock, and now they're just, man, they've just gone across the board. Experimental rock, alternative rock, pop rock. You guys check them out.
I'll check them out, and then we can talk about that next time.
Have,
Have
they,
thoughts on
have
that.
they done any metal?
They have not.
No metal?
No.
Oh, experimental, my ass.
No metal? I mean,
They get heavy,
balls?
but they don't have metal. You know?
You said it was My Morning Jacket?
My Morning Jacket.
Nice.
Oh, I'll
Sounds
definitely
dirty.
check
Check
It
out the
really
album.
Sounds dirty though.
Z.
them out.
Z. Yeah.
You should think of a jacket when you hear that, but I hear the morning and My Morning Jacket, and I'm just like, I'm not thinking of a jacket.
You're thinking of jacket in the morning?
Yes, yes, I am.
Every morning.
Chopping the morning wood?
There you go.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. Until next time, keep an eye out for the trailer for Receptacle 2.
Yes.
Walter is back to his shenanigans.
He's back, and he's ready to take the trash out.
Oh yeah, look out for the trailer. Then of course look out for the movie. It'll be here
Yep.
soon.
Yep. Filming is completed as of 20 minutes in the future.
Yeah, yeah. We do have to reshoot or shoot something.
Shoot a
so.
couple things there, but yeah, we got some real gore for everybody lined
yeah,
up.
we didn't.
Sweet.
Just because it's a sequel doesn't mean there's any less gore than the first time.
You know there's with Receptacle, there's going to be one or two good moments. They're
yeah.
going to say, "How the fuck did these
Splatter.
guys do that?"
Yeah.
And the movie looks the way it does.
Yeah.
It's cool.
So
It's
if
looking
any-
good this
if
time.
anyone else has any other announcements to make,
Happy birthday, Chris Mullen.
oh, happy birthday, Chris.
That's about it.
Happy birthday to you.
Thanks for listening, guys.